We got trending hot comics right now that are selling for way too much. We have other books that are selling for not enough. Comics that you probably own. Hit the like, slap the subscribe button. They probably already picked this next book up at the list at number 10.
Number 10 on the list, Fantastic Four First Steps #1. This book was new in June, coming out just before the highly anticipated movie. $5 average sales, we are seeing them listed for $10 to $15 on eBay, and we even have pre-sales of $60 for a CGC 9.8. It's a 125% increase in copies sold this week. This book is the best depiction of exactly what you get when you're watching the brand new movie. It's a good origin, it moves fast-paced, and it shows you where they really started before the story really gets into things. So it's a good one to pick up. You'll probably still find this on the wall at your local comic shop.
I like that you get the actor's likeness on the cover of this Fantastic Four issue. Let's move on to number 9 on the list with Ultimate Spider-Man issue #1 from 2024. $70 high average sales, $210 for a CGC 9.8. You know I'm going to say it. Shout out Madam Web. We have an increase of copies sold of 175% this week. Mostly because of what's happening recently. We have the son of Peter Parker, Richard Parker II, who has been donning the symbiote costume, rather the AI symbiote costume for the last few issues in Peter Parker's absence. You know, he's got to read this comic book, dude. It's so freaking good. I mean, he gets kidnapped, him and Harry Osborn, by Kraven. So he's been gone for a couple months. So, of course, Richard takes on the mantle for a little bit. Well, we actually get to see what this symbiote does when it goes full AI mode. And what happens is that he actually looks the most like Earth 616 Venom that we've gotten in the Ultimate Universe. It essentially goes full Venom. This is a lot of hype, sure. Makes sense why this comic would be spiking, but I think it's more because of where this comic is headed. We have the maker inbound. We are seeing announcements of the event that's going to take place. We are approaching the end of Jonathan Hickman's run with Ultimate Spider-Man issue 24. But then, per the San Diego Comic-Con announcement, we have Ultimate Endgame, the 5-issue event that's going to bridge all of the different Ultimate runs over at Marvel, Black Panther, Wolverine, X-Men, and Spider-Man, to go up against the Maker, all causing this increase of 175% in copies sold.
Up next on the list, we have a book from the 90s that should absolutely be in every single person's collection, and we want to make sure you're paying the right price. Number 8 on the list, New Mutants 98. First appearance of Deadpool, $400 average sales, and a recent high sale of $1,005. This does seem low, but really, I think this price is going to keep coming down just a little bit as more and more copies happen to be more available. In the last couple months, even, we've seen 30 new 9.8s. Now, why are we talking about this book this week? It's because the original art came up for sale at Heritage Auctions, $7.5 million asking price.
And it did not sell for that. It didn't sell at all.
It did not sell for that asking price. And while it may be fair, or it may be the right time to sell this book, it would have made it the absolute highest piece of comic book art for sale ever. This beats Hergé's Tintin. This beats Frank Frazetta's Eerie number 23. Some major paintings, some great covers that have sold for a lot of millions. And this Deadpool, while very iconic, did not sell for the asking price. An increase in copies sold of 150% this week. Tom and I believe that it's because this book is getting so cheap. Someone actually grabbed one on auction for less than $750. And we have seen them sell at Heritage, Comic Link, and on eBay on auction for sub $900. So if you're patient, you can get a good copy of this book. Everyone needs to buy it, but don't pay $1,200, $1,500. Buy it now for this. Keep an eye out for an auction and get a deal.
Number 7 on the list. Have you hit the subscribe button yet? We do this video every single week. We have Teen Titans Annual number 2, first appearance of The Vigilante. We are looking at $15 average sales, $124 for a CGC 9.8. Yeah. That price has been creeping up, but not by much. This has been right around $100 9.8 for quite a while. Fan favorite of many people. Peacemaker Season 2 is on its way. I can't wait for this show. You really enjoyed Peacemaker.
Totally. Peacemaker Season number 1 was one of the best things I have ever seen, and I'm really looking forward to Season 2.
We got Vigilante, Peacemaker's sidekick. Everyone's kind of fan favorite of the show. I know mine for sure. This dude's wild. Just total loose cannon on this team. And Also, I want to mention like likability of John Cena.
Yeah.
He's doing a ton of marketing for Peacemaker season 2, and it's only helping because he's so enjoyable as a person, and he's also a diehard comic geek. You know, he's talking about how he wants to get Superman and him on the screen. He wants to be in a movie with Batman, and his ultimate wish is to cross over to Marvel. He's like throwing it out there into the ether. Somehow James Gunn make it happen where we can get like a crossover event happening. So it makes me excited that he's so optimistic about the future of not just Peacemaker, but James Gunn's DCU, but overall superheroes in general. And all this comes together to cause a 333% increase in copies sold week over week.
Number 6 on the list, Amazing Spider-Man number 134. We have a $210 average sale.
I'm not going to say it. I'm going to make them say it. You say it in the comment section. This number is everywhere.
Okay, but a $525 CGC 9.6.
Shout out Madam Web.
For the second appearance of The Punisher and the first appearance of Tarantula.
We have a 225% increase in copies sold. I think it's because of likability.
It very well could be that likability factor that you mentioned a little bit earlier. John Bernthal has been shooting Punisher this special on the streets of New York City. We were having more and more things coming out. There was a post of him thanking every single person working on it, and just such a nice guy, shouting out all of the, the DPs and shouting out all the production people and all the camera people, and just letting people know that he was so thankful that they could make this thing happen.
Absolutely. What do you think about this? Because like the 9.8 just sold in February for $2,550. We haven't seen a 9.8 hit since then. And pretty much every grade point lower is going up. I think there could be some correction coming.
I think we might see some correction coming. And the ASM 129, his first appearance, has been so hot for so long that book is just getting to be unattainable. 134 is more affordable. I really do want to point out the fact that there is a Marvel value stamp in this book, and you need to be careful. It also happens to be on a page that doesn't have a story on the back of it. So I have absolutely seen raw copies of this book with the entire page razor bladed out. So count your pages, look for that Marvel value stamp. It's going to be Conan the Barbarian. This second appearance of Punisher is going nowhere and is a really beautiful book to pick up for a good price.
If you want to support the videos that we make every single week, we don't have a Patreon, we don't charge for exclusive content. Just go to comictom.com, join the mystery mail call. We have a 1 per box guarantee. John Boy Myers San Diego Comic-Con exclusive trade dress with Victor Von Doom on the cover, selling for the box price itself. And you are guaranteed 3 to 4 other comic books and exclusive print and our love, because you support independent comic book media. Let's look at number 5 on the list with Tales of the Teen Titans. Issue number 44, we got the origin of Deathstroke, but we also, more importantly, have the first appearance of Nightwing.
I really, really love this book, but I hate trying to find it sorted or put it into a collection.
You get a collection of Teen Titans.
Is it under T for teen? Is it under N for new? Or is it under T for Tales? It is one of those most confusing series ever.
And then you get the collection, and it doesn't have 1 or 2. Ever.
Right.
And you're, all right, it starts with 4 or 5 or 6 or something. And you're like, all right, I got to keep going because you're looking for 44. Is Nightwing in there? Most of the time it isn't, because there's only a few books to pull from this George Perez brilliant run. And this is one of them.
Right.
And dude, $300 for a CGC 9.8 seems like almost undervalued.
It's a really tough black cover. A lot of the ones that I get in from people who are like, hey, should I send this in to get it graded? They have those nasty spine ticks that you see, the big white spine ticks on the end. But yeah, I think this is actually undervalued considering how integral of a character Nightwing is.
$75 high average sales, an increase of copies sold of 400% because, James Gunn posted top 10 comic books that you need to read over on his Instagram page. Now, some of these you kind of already expected to be on there, that just deserved to be on any list, like Watchmen, for example. But he also put Authority on there, which was coming. So like we have option stuff on his list.
Right.
You have a Superman comic, you have Mr. Miracle on here. And of course, you have like Wonder Woman Historia, which we know he has touted in the past, obviously kind of priming us up for Wonder Woman. But also on this list of Alan Moore and Tom King kind of stuff, we have Nightwing, Tom Taylor, Redondo. Like this right here is one of the dopest superhero comic books over the last couple years. One of the best over at DC. And it's just kind of like on this list. It almost sticks out, doesn't it?
It really does stick out because when you expect Alan Moore, when you expect Tom King, some of the people that they're really talking about as major, major writers, Tom Taylor is not a name that people really think about, but they should be, because this Nightwing series has been one of the best things I've read in a very, very long time. And every person who's picked it up has said the same thing.
So why would he put this on the list? Probably because we know the Bat family is going to be a large focus of anything that has to do with Bruce Wayne. And it'd be really cool to see like a strong Nightwing adaptation. Don't sleep on this book, but also like you need to read the Tom Taylor, Bruno Redondo run. I just got the Omni.
Number 4 on the list, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 20 from 1965. First appearance of the Scorpion. How do I get so lucky? All of the Spider-Man stuff, and I'm such a DC guy, but this is one of those Silver Age books that people really do pick up because it is affordable.
I was about to say
$3,000 for the average.
But to the CGC.
But that's high sales. So a CGC 4.5 for $395. That was a sale really just in the last week or so.
Should explain the expensive versus affordable, because you're speaking in reference to other Silver Age villains that you could buy.
Oh, absolutely. If you look at the first 20, 30 issues of Amazing Spider-Man, and you've got Doc Ock, and you've got Kraven, and you've got Mysterio, you've got Sandman, some of these major, major characters that are big bads and really expensive and heavy on your wallet. Number 20 is a little bit more affordable. Yeah, when we say $3,600 average for the highs, that takes into account that there was a $28,000 sale for a CGC 9.8 at Heritage earlier this year. So you can get an affordable one. $400 for a major key 12-cent Amazing Spider-Man.
Cool.
That's a great one. We have to keep in mind that with all of these Spider-Man rumors, because of what's happening with the movie being shooting right now, Scorpion is one of those guys that we could very well see back again. He was teased in a post-credit scene, but it was 9 years ago. So are we going to get that much of a callback from the original actor? Are they going to do something else? Or are we just going to forget about Scorpion entirely?
Well, we're seeing a 400% increase in copies sold because it says confirmation. Michael Mando will reprise his role as Matt Gargan in Spider-Man Brand New Day. But keep in mind, Fantastic Four First Steps, John Malkovich, in trailer to be Red Ghost, and they cut him from the movie within 2 weeks of it coming out.
That is such a good point. People have to keep in mind that back in the day when everything was shot on film, we needed physical copies to go to the movies. It had to be cut and done months and months in advance. Right now, everything's digital. We could upload a commercial on the internet. It happens. It disappears. We can digitally get copies to a hard drive, and people can just play these movies. So you can make changes up until the last minute. So all bets can be off on this, but this is a very likely character.
Well, we got Hulk, Scorpion, Punisher, whoever Sadie Sink is going to be in this movie, maybe Black Cat, Kingpin, Daredevil. Like, these are all rumors. We don't know 100%, but that's a lot of people to cram into this movie.
Right. I know it's not Sinister 6. We're looking at Sinister 14 at this point. So,
well, that brings us to Punisher 218 over on the list at number 3. From 2018, we have $50 average sales, $189 for a recent CGC 9.8. This is when Punisher dons that War Machine armor in comics for the first time. An increase of copies sold of 193%. Let me tell you why you absolutely need to download Key Collector Comics, because this right here was only spec that was found from the app. There were people that overheard John Bernthal back in 2019 talk at a signing at a convention that he may come back donning this armor. Now, it took 6 years, but 6 years ago, Key Collector called that spec and put it on the app, and people bought this. That's when this book started trending. And yeah, it took a while for us to come full circle. I mean, keep in mind, there was a whole pandemic during this time. However, this book is now back on spec radar because Punisher's going to be in Brand New Day. It's got to keep up with Spider-Man. They got more money, a big budget. I mean, it's a live-action movie, likely going to be donning this outfit. And that's causing this book to freaking move. Shout out to the photo cover. Way undervalued. One of the dopest books to get signed by John, who is attending multiple conventions between now and post-release of Brand New Day.
With the photo proof, I think this adds more credence to it. When originally we were talking about it, it was because of the Armor Wars show that has completely fallen off the radar, supposedly canceled, and I don't even think they're working on that anymore. So this at least shows that we could have Punisher in the series as a remnant of what could have been.
We got Born Again, we got Special coming, we got Spider-Man, and we got Punisher spec, and of course we have Spider-Man spec happening. Next year is going to be nothing but ASM. I'm calling it now, just like number 2 on the list, no exception. ASM 546 from 2008. This is the first appearance of Mr. Negative, seeing $25 average sales, $175 for a CGC 9.8. Most people know this character because of the video game and the spec on Brand New Day. We have another character that's going to be added to the roster. How are they going to fit all these people on the same screen? It's going to be crazy. Is it going to be chaos? Well, we do know that we are likely going to see his gang members in the movie because we see a tank with like a spray paint tag on it that looks like it's the symbol of the Inner Demons, which is the gang run by Mr. Negative.
Well, that caused an 820% increase in copies sold this week, but we have talked about Mr. Negative showing up before. He was supposed to be one of the villains back in the animated series. We were talking about that back in 2018, 2019. So the book's been on radar before. It's not very expensive. This is actually kind of a good entry level, and the Inner Demons tag very much gives more credence to the rumor than some of these other things that we don't have a whole lot of proof about.
But we do have proof about number 1 on the list. Confirmed option status. You may own the book. Hit the like and subscribe button. We do this video every single week. And the number 1 most trending comic book in the world is the first appearance of Spider-Punk in Amazing Spider-Man issue number 10.
The Amazing Spider-Man run from 2015, we are seeing $50 average sales and $170 for CGC 9.8. We now have confirmation that Spider-Punk is going to be getting his own spin-off film, but don't get too excited. I think we have a very, very long fuse on this explosion. We're not going to see the final part of the Miles Morales animated Into the Spider-Verse trilogy until 2027. So it's probably a long, long time before this is coming out. It's still causing a 950% increase in copies sold this week.
Well, we do have 2 other incentive covers for you to consider if you're speccing on Spider-Punk. Of course, you got the 1 in 10. Sure. But that 1 in 25. Ooh, that is the spec play. It is a gorgeous Gabriel Del Auto cover. And I don't think people know the distance this dude went. He went next level back in 2015 between issues, what was it, number 9 and 14? 5 different covers, all 1 in 25s that are connecting. I mean, yeah, I want Spider-Punk, but I want the connecting set.
The connecting cover is absolutely gorgeous, and most of the people that I know didn't even think that this existed. But when you start looking at every single one of them and start picking up on the fact that you've got, Spider-Ham on one of them, and you've got, Spectacular on this one, and you've got all of these, it's very, very cool to see all of the Spider Totems across the 5 comic books. Interestingly enough, from the photos that Tom and I found, we did not actually see Spider-Punk on that. So none of them count as a cover appearance, but they are still beautiful, beautifully painted by Gabriel Del Auto.
Hit the like and subscribe. And of course, as always,
geek responsibly.
Enough said. And that's the end of the video, Russ. We have 3 giveaways to announce. The way that our audience enters our giveaways is by going to comictom.com. They put their phone number in, join the SMS text message group, so we can do a randomizer and pick you on contact to get your address and send you some books. We're sending the Kirby foil trifecta, Silver Surfer first appearance, Galactus' first appearance, and the fight between them both. Johnny Storm going to college. We're talking about issues 48 through 50 in foil, going to Zachary Pevler. And if your phone number ends in 52569476, check your phone. Let's do another giveaway. Join the community, and next week we'll give away 5 copies of, let's keep the Gabriel Del Auto train going, House of Secrets 92, first appearance of Swamp Thing in reprint. Let's give 5 of these away.
Nice.
And we'll see you next week.